What's up YouTube? This is GalacticGod and I'm coming at you today with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 5. Actually, this is going to be the first in a series of top 5s. What I'm going to do is go back and give my top 5 favorite cards from each of the different eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm going to start off with the original series. So these are my top 5 original series Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Coming in at the number 5 spot is a young lady who likes to inflict a lot of pain or justice depending on how you see it, and that's of course Injection Fairy Lily. Lily has an effect that allows you to boost her attack up by 3,000 for the mere cost of 2,000 life points. During the era in which this was originally released, it was one of the most powerful effects because it allowed you to get over such massive cards like Jinzo and even Black Luster Soldier. Now, besides being a really powerful card, Injection Fairy Lily also holds special meaning to me because I pulled a secret rare first edition one out of the very first pack I ever opened. So not only is it one of the most iconic cards from the original series, but it's also one that I hold with a lot of fond memories. Coming in at the number 4 spot is a card that seemed to walk right out of the Egyptian era. Of course, I'm talking about the Guardian SPHINX. With an effect that allows you to send all of your opponent's monsters back to their hand whenever you flip it face up, Guardian SPHINX was one of the most feared tribute monsters of its time. Since it was allowed to flip itself back face down on your turn, your opponent was forced to continually crash its monster into it, eating a massive amount of carryover damage from Guardian SPHINX's defense, or else suffer the fate of you flipping your monster up and sending all of their monsters back to their hand. This also prevented your opponent from setting any monsters during a time in this game when flip effects were very important. Coming in at the number 3 spot is a card that gave you an alternative way of playing the pieces of EXODIA. Of course, I'm talking about EXODIA NECROSS. With an effect that prevented him from being destroyed and the extra added bonus of gaining attack points during each of your standby phases, EXODIA NECROSS was definitely a card to be feared, assuming you could actually get him summoned. Not only did you have to have all 5 pieces of EXODIA in the graveyard, but he also required the spell card Contract with EXODIA to summon him as well. Fortunately though, during this time period, if you were able to get him out, it usually meant you were going to win the duel. And although his summoning conditions were hard to meet, it was nothing compared to that of the card in the number 2 spot. Of course, I'm talking about the Dark Sage. This video game promo was extremely hard to find, but was definitely one that was coveted by any Dark Magician player. With one of the most insane summoning conditions, not only did you have to have a Dark Magician on your side of the field, but you also had to have a Time Wizard. Then you had to tribute your Dark Magician and hope that you successfully pulled off Time Wizard's effect to get Dark Sage summoned from your deck. And although many have tried, few have successfully summoned this beast. Coming in at the number 1 spot is one of Joey's favorite cards. Of course, I'm talking about Jinzo. With its ability to negate the effects of all trap cards while it's face up on the field, Jinzo was one of the most feared monsters of the original series era. Even when your opponent had massive back row set, you could always summon a Jinzo without any fear. Not only is he arguably one of the most competitive tribute monsters in the game, but he's also one of the most iconic. And of course, he's fun to duel with. Alright YouTube, those were my picks for the top 5 cards from the original series era. Remember, let me know what you think of them down in the comments section below, and also let me know what 5 cards you would pick on your list. Remember to stay tuned to my channel as I'm going to have more top 5s from the remaining eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! Such as GX, 5D, Zexal, etc. up on my channel very soon. And I guess that's it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.